HEIDI-LANZENDORFER, 163 Benshaw Street, Johnstown, PA. And I'm speaking in regards to the proposal of the initiative 5377 in regards to animal breeding in the city limits.
Okay, and you have 5 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Heidi Lanzendorfer. I'm the founder of Cinnamon's Closet, an animal welfare organization, and active member of Johnstown Animal Welfare Society. I'm here to support the initiative 5377. There is a crisis level of overbreeding of animals in the United States of America. Most shelters and rescues are at max capacity, which leaves many animals on the street, which is a danger to animals and humans alike. There is a dire need for another shelter, animal control, a humane officer to aid animals in need, abandoned, and abused. If we have cooperation and work together with our city officials, police department, rescues, and our community, we can make improvements for our city for humans and animals alike. I currently am fostering my third rescue from the Johnstown streets. My last rescued dog, Silas, was on the streets with nowhere to go. He is now an AKC certified and licensed therapy dog who provides therapy visits at nursing homes, churches, schools, and many community events. There are solutions in the animal community and many people willing to step up for the greater good of all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. DiBartola, if you would, sir. Spelling your name, address, and what you're speaking in regard to as far as the agenda, and then you have 5 minutes to speak.
John DiBartola, DeBartola, 1197 Bedford Street. I want to talk about the budget items on the agenda. If you read today's Tribune Democrat, there are several personal public notices that say so-and-so borough, so-and-so government agency is putting a budget on display for 20 days, and they're allowing public comment where the public can come into the government office, view the budget for 20 days, and then comment on it. To my knowledge, the city of Johnstown did not do that. If I missed it, please show it to me, because I read the paper every day. I didn't see it. Before this meeting, I spoke to the finance director who wasn't sure if there was a new resolution passed that lets you not do that. I don't know the details. I don't understand. If the city did not put an ad in the newspaper allowing 20 days for public inspection of your budget, well, how do you pass a budget? The whole point of those rules is to allow people like me, because I usually come into City Hall, I did in the past, and I asked, where's the budget? I want to inspect it. There was no budget for inspection. So if the city has the power to supersede state law, please tell me, because I don't understand. And if you did put it in the paper and there was a budget available, why wasn't I able to get a copy of it? And why wasn't a copy of that budget put on your website? We talk about transparency all the time. I checked the city's website. There was no budget online. There was no budget announcement in the paper. If I missed it and your solicitor finds it, Amy, please tell me. Did I miss it?
I'm not in a position to comment on that right now.
Okay.
I'm looking, but my internet is not allowing me to, my hotspot's not allowing me to connect my computer right now.
Thank you for the response. But my concern is if you didn't advertise it and you didn't follow proper protocols, well, why? The budget should be one of the biggest things you all discuss the entire year. That's your #1 power next to appointing board members, and you haven't appointed a single person in 2025. So why wasn't the budget done properly? And if you're looking for a loophole because you passed a referendum loophole or whatever it is that you think you have, should that supersede state law and the Sunshine Act and the PA Constitution? And if I am correct, and if Mrs. Stanton is correct, you should be tabling this motion until you actually have the 20-day grace period to allow public comment. One more thing before I step down. You'll notice my camera. I'm following your rules. I try to follow rules of the City Council. 10 years ago, Mayor Frank and Marie Mock were on this council. You remember that there was an X put on the floor telling me where I could stand. That was unconstitutional until you pass a public participation policy saying cameras have to be over there. You can't just do that haphazardly and say we're going to make a policy without voting, or the solicitor saying what authority you have to tell me where I can and can't stand, where I can and can't record, without publicly passing a law, advertising it, and passing it. I don't believe that's constitutional. And if it is, please tell me how you have the authority to verbally say something without having a written policy that you pass. Because you should have something in writing that says any media and anyone recording is going to be sequestered over there separately, discriminating them. It should be in writing. And if I'm wrong, please tell me. Because 10 years ago when the city did this and I filed a complaint, the X on the floor disappeared and I was allowed to sit in the area where everyone else sits. Now you're telling me I have to stand over there because you changed the policy without doing it in writing. So those are my two comments. Please explain the budget issue. If you don't have to advertise your budget for 20 days and have it on inspection, explain how that's legal. If it was on inspection and I missed it, I apologize. I didn't see it. But when I went into City Hall, I couldn't get a copy of the budget because I was told it wasn't on display. And I believe that's necessary as part of your rules. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Spelling your name, your address, and what you're speaking in regard to in regard to the agenda.
You know my feelings about that microphone. Dustin Green, 312 Chestnut Street, Johnstown, City of Johnstown. DUSTINGREENE. I, too, share the same feelings about this budget. I don't understand why it's not publicly made available. I just brought up my laptop and have good internet provided by this building. So I don't know why we're having internet issues. I just looked myself, can't seem to find it. So I do feel it should be made publicly available. One line item that I know is on the budget is that dreaded conference center that looms over my head. For years, I helped bring that conference center back to life when it closed. That is probably the darkest chapter of my life. And recently, this city voted to put a roof on that building. Part of that budget is keeping that building alive with utilities. That's part of that budget. I guarantee you it's on that budget. The public should be made aware of that. A lot of the public doesn't know what goes into the conference center to keep it going. And then at the end of that dreaded deal, they get to buy the building for a measly $500. I think that's terrible. And we keep putting money into that conference center as part of this city's budget, and that's terrible business if you ask me. And I think that needs to be put in light. So we're paying for the bills, we're paying for the lights. When I drive home from my business in the West End, I make sure that I shut the lights off in my business. I make sure that the heat's at a proper temperature. I make sure that all the settings are correct to save the bills and the money. The entity that runs that business doesn't have to do that. Many nights I've left my business and seen the lights on at 3 in the morning inside that conference center. I wonder why. You know why? Because they don't have to pay the bills. And that's nice when you're the lessee of a building and don't have to pay the utility bills. Somebody needs to be held accountable for those kind of things. That's part of this budget that's in these line items that we can't see as the public. Conference center bills. Conference center utilities. Excuse me. Hey, Google. Frank J. Pasquarella Conference Center. Frank J. Pasquarella Conference Center. Here's the Google listing for the conference center. I'm going to call the conference center right now.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. Announcement.
That's where our taxpayer dollars are going, everybody. Can't even reach the conference center that our city funds. I've had enough. I think you all look tired up there as we speak. I watched you during the last couple presentations. I'm tired too. Maybe we're all just tired. This is the third time in a month I brought this to your attention, and nothing has been done. When I managed the conference center, and it was a city budget item too, I kept the phones running on my dime with no city subsidies. I didn't get a new roof. I didn't get a new HVAC system under city subsidies. But I kept the phones ringing and answering. Please make this budget public and make sure you look at the line items that are within it. And please get off your phone while the public's speaking. And pretend that you care about us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Megan, and I can't, the last name, help me out. Howard. If you would, Megan, the spelling of your first and last name, your address, and what you're speaking in regard to.
MEGANCOWARD. I live on 105 Sioux Street in Johnstown, PA.
All right, you have 5 minutes to speak, please.
Okay. I am here tonight to speak on behalf of the animals in our city and on behalf of the residents who are forced to quietly pick up the work that our system is currently failing to do so. Under Pennsylvania state law, stray animals, namely dogs, because that's what I deal with, are the legal responsibility of the municipality. That responsibility is enforced through local police departments and county dog wardens. This is not optional. It is not a volunteer program, it's the law. Yet in Johnstown, when residents encounter stray dogs and call the police, the response is often, we don't have the capacity, we don't have a place to hold them, or worse, no response at all. Instead, regular citizens now bear the burden. I trap strays. I foster them. I fund their vet care. I find them homes. I coordinate rescues, and I absorb the emotional and financial cost of this.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
there's been a question as to whether or not you're a resident of the city.
I am not a resident of the city, but I am picking up strays from the city of Johnstown.
So,
So at the end of the meeting, there's a 3-minute
Yeah?
process. If you can wait till then, you can come up and speak at that point. You do not need to be a resident of the city to speak.
Okay.
Please bring it up then.
Thank you.
Sorry about that confusion. All righty, that takes care of that piece. All right, public comment, reports, city manager.
Yes, sir. Couple things to report out on. Received notification, and the recreation director speak more on this. We did receive notification for $50,000 for the Roxbury Park grant. Also received notification today that we're moving forward. Turn your mic on. Received a notification for the Roxbury Park grant. Recreation director can speak some more on that. I also received notification from Straw. It's on the agenda, but just give an update moving forward with a new fountain for Central Park. Received a quote today, which will be on for next year's council on camera system for Central Park. Also had several meetings regarding our new parking system with Park Mobile, and AMG, which is a subcontractor that does collections for the parking system. One of the nice things about the AMG package, they're reviewing what our current package looks like. We look to save our customers on transaction fees 20 to 25%. Keyless entry system has been going in to all of our buildings. Work is continuing on the public safety building. As we reported out in the past, the basement's been rectified for the water concerns. The roof contract has been let to move forward with that. We've also been cleaning the interior of the public safety building with Public Works. Garbage truck has been here a couple different days. Public Works crews have been cleaning out. We fixed some water leaks in the building. We're looking to move forward. We have a professional service agreement with EADS. We had them in a couple weeks ago with the architects to look at further enhancements to the public safety building, not the least of which is an exterior elevator to get past the pinch points of the elevators that we have internal to the building, and using the ARPA funds that we have designated, along with our RACP funding, that we also have for the public safety building to bring it up to codes and standards. I know that Labor and Industry was in. Public Works Director met with them when they came in. I don't think we have a final report back from them as of yet. So we're moving forward. Saturday, we have a training session for our council-elect members, an all-day training session with department heads, and we also have our comprehensive plan folks coming in. Legal's going to be there to bring them up to speed on things that are going on with the city and talk about some of our things that are happening, internal and external to city government. And we also see throughout the we have a lot of different resolutions I can speak on as they come up.
Thank you. Any questions for the city manager? If not, moving on, the mayor's report. At this time, I would like to thank all my fellow council members, present and past, that I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 12 to 20 years. Marie, Ricky, Sylvia, Chuck, it's been a pleasure working with you guys and our current council members, Laura and Taylor. Special thoughts, though, and memory for my early mentors, Red Pinizzato, Nunzio John Cola, Al Reynolds, and Al Wilson, who have all passed away over the years. Also to the Johnstown Police Department, firemen, public works, city administration, and of course, thanks to all the citizens of Johnstown who have elected me as their mayor and city councilman for the past 20 years. Congratulations to the incoming mayor and city council members. I feel very confident and they'll continue to move the city forward. Serving as mayor and being a council member, I'm proud of so many city accomplishments, and I wanted to briefly highlight the following. We hear at so many meetings nothing but the negative and those things that are issues, legitimately, but some of the accomplishments over that time period, not only as mayor but with the council members, was getting the city out of Act 47 after 30 years being in Act 47. DCED's first annual Secretary's Award for Municipal Excellence, obtaining funding through the work of Senator Casey and Senator Langerholt, the RAISE grant, $24.5 million, and over $30 million in ARPA funds awarded to our city. The RAISE grant was allocated for the train station, inclined plane, transit authority downtown, and of course the Main Street project. The ARPA funds were used in many, many areas to help nonprofits, allocations to citizens for home repair, loss of revenue to businesses during the pandemic, first-time homeowners, sewage funding, and the Central Park, who has really been a part of that project, whether it's the ARPA funding, where it's coming from, or the RAISE grant. That is one of the central pieces of making this all work and coincide. We do have, it was brought up, the public safety building. Right now, we do have $4.9 million that is tentatively allocated that we're working with the governor, I believe, and our funding streams, and also tentatively the federal government of about another $2.8 million through Senator Fetterman. So we do have monies allocated and working on improving this building itself. To build a new building would have cost somewhere between $20, $25, or $30 million, which we do not have the money for, or had the money for. A $90 million KOZ project, Conemaugh Hospital's cardiac addition, and probably the toughest one was the non-popular DEP sewage mandate of initially $120 million that we were mandated to. I know I sat in this seat, and we had DEP here, and I basically said I could be the most popular mayor ever probably in Johnstown if I said we're just not doing this. And the response I got was, I hope you like gel. So that made that decision one that we had to follow through with, and that's how we have been working on that. But that project, we were able to add curb-to-curb paving throughout the entire city, roads and basically alleys, anywhere that we basically were digging up. We were able to sell it to the Water Authority for around $26 million, and with that money, we were able to take that and contribute to the underfunded pension funds of our police, fire, and also public works. And the $60 million debt that we no longer had and handed off to the Water Authority. So we went from funding that was at 50% or less for our pension funds for our workers, retired and present, and we're able to take a $2.8 million payment annually to reduce it to $240,000. So you can see how we've made some changes financially in this city. And everybody does have the right and to look at the budgets, and that's kind of where we're at tonight. Basically, probably the most important piece, not as the mayor, but as a resident in the city, is that we have not raised real estate taxes in the city of Johnstown for a minimum of 12 years. And Marie, how many did you say it really came out to? So if you look at all the boroughs, townships, and county that are raising taxes, real estate taxes, we've taken care of our citizens that own homes and not raised any real estate taxes, at least I know in my term, and then some. I don't pretend that my term here wasn't a roller coaster ride, and it still is, as we see this evening. But the city was on the verge of bankruptcy, not only when I took over, but previous councils that we had to deal with. We were close to receivership by the state, meaning the state was going to take us over and tell us the rules. A lot of people were naysayers and said, we'll never do it, we should just declare bankruptcy. What I'm proud to say here tonight, we're in the black, we're moving well, and we've done a lot of things. In finalizing here, I'd just like to really thank, it was important to accomplish these projects by learning to work together. Without working together, we as a city, whether it's the council, the neighborhoods, the people, et cetera, would never have been able to reach the point we are today to say we're actually in the black going into finishing 2025 and going into 2026. So it's been a pleasure to work with so many individuals, organizations, and businesses to move our city forward. Please don't let the negativism or the naysayers take us down. We've done too much good work, and we hope, I know the new council will continue to move us forward. So thank you very much for your time. City Solicitor?
Yes, I have a few items. First of all, just to clarify for Mr. Green, I was trying to send myself a hotspot, not use the city's internet, and so I was having issues. I have been able to access the internet from that point. I want to apologize to Councilwoman Huckel with regards to the timing of Ordinance 5377. This was submitted by Councilwoman Huckel consistent with the requirements set forth in the city charter. Council people are permitted to submit an ordinance, a proposed ordinance for consideration and have it on the agenda. And it was submitted to me for legal review. It was not placed on the agenda, which has now resulted in a situation where she's here for the first read, but she will not be here for the second read. So I just wanted to apologize to her for that publicly. With regards to the question about the budget, I'm obviously going to have to discuss that situation with the administration. However, the third-class city code does in fact indicate that it has to be, the date of the passage of it has to be advertised at least 20 days prior, and the budget has to be on inspection for 10 days. The city charter does not have that level of detail. It has more in terms of the process for creating the budget by council. I did also review meeting minutes over the last several years, not intending to be disrespectful to anybody, but to try to get caught up to speed. As many of you know, I took over as solicitor earlier this year, so this is my first budget cycle. And it looks like for several years there was either a special meeting for council to discuss the budget in November or December, or a hearing for that to occur, for discussion about the budget to occur. So it's happened in one of two ways.
Thank you. Any other questions for the solicitor?
What is your suggestion here?
Well, I guess if somebody could let me know if it was in fact advertised, if the budget was advertised, because I'm not sure. Okay. So my legal opinion is that we run an ad in the paper as quickly as possible. and the budget's then gonna have to sit for 20 days. It has to be available for public inspection 10 days, and then to take action on it. There can be discussion this evening about it. Yes. Right, that's what I mean. The advertisement runs in the newspaper, and it has to be available for inspection at City Hall for at least 10 days, according to the city code. But again, I didn't see anything in the charter in that regard.
So your suggestion would be to table this probably?
Yes, it's subject to discussion this evening.
Okay. Yeah.
But there wasn't a separate ad run that notified the public that the budget was on the agenda this evening for approval.
Okay.
All right, thank you. This time we'll move on to council updates, starting with Laura Huckel. Laura, if you would.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with Planning Commission. At the Planning Commission meeting, we didn't have a lot of official business, so a lot of the planning commissioners were very interested in how codes are being handled in the city. So we discussed, the transition from having a full codes department with a codes director to having Laurel handling some of our codes, but we still needed to triage them, and then how it worked with residential codes versus commercial codes and all these kinds of things. And we decided if Planning Commission was pretty confused, we had some concerns for council. So I would suggest, again, like my term on council is ending and my term on planning commission is probably also ending. But if we could really help planning commission out, and I think the general public out with regard to codes, I think that would be very helpful in terms of if I pick up the phone, who am I calling? I think that was a position Mr. Warhol had before we made the move to Laurel, just trying to understand and simplify codes for the public if they have a concern. I think that's fair. The other thing we discussed at planning commission was what we might do with some of the empty storefronts downtown. I know that's long been a concern of mine, and I hope to maybe partner with Taylor in the downtown business cooperative, but I have some artists who are interested in helping decorate windows. I've commissioned a mural on Alma Hall's window, but essentially just to get them cleaned up and looking a little bit nice so that if we've got people coming through town, investors, whoever, they see at least a downtown that's clean, if not occupied. So I know that can be difficult if we don't control those buildings in terms of ownership, but is there something we can do? Because I noticed that Brownsville, Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh, a YouTube influencer moved to Brownsville, and they shot part of the Hershey biopic there in Brownsville. And they, as a result of the film, redid a lot of the storefronts there, not occupied them, but made them look nice for a movie. And then this YouTube influencer took on decorating them for Christmas. And it was really, really quite beautiful. And I intend to go down to Brownsville and take a look at the work that he did. But I don't think there's any reason the city of Johnstown can't do that with willing volunteers. We just need to figure out what legal mechanism they may have used to access buildings that weren't owned by the municipality, but that weren't being utilized by their owners. So maybe there's something we can do there. So that's what came out of our most recent Planning Commission meeting. Due to family obligations, I was not able to attend the most recent Redevelopment Authority meeting. So I don't know if Mr. Kritz, there's anything you would like to update council about, if this is an appropriate time for him to do so, since I was not able to make my report on the Redevelopment Authority.
Council fine with that? Any objections?
If you have anything to say, I didn't even ask Mr. Kritz if he was prepared to make any statements, but.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, I was remiss in sending Laura an update that I had for tonight, so I apologize for that. Just a couple of things.
Before you start, for the starter's purpose, could you state your name?
Sure. Mark Kritz, C-R-I-T-Z, Executive Director of the Johnstown Redevelopment Authority. Just going to update on a couple of things that we're working on in conjunction with the city. We've been working very closely with the city regarding the market on Main Street. That seems to be moving forward. John Rutledge has really been leading the charge for the city. He and I are in discussions frequently, so we're very hopeful. We feel confident, or at least I feel confident, that this is going to happen, and hopefully it coincides with everything that's going to be happening in the spring and summer of next year for the city. We've also been working very closely with the city on a lead abatement program. We were the recipient of a grant. You passed a resolution at your last meeting. We passed it at our last meeting so that we have this joint effort to do lead abatement in the city. And the ordinance that was passed by both of us, we're going to use as a model to do some of the other projects that we'd like to do, one being blight removal. We've worked very closely with the Community Foundation for the Alleghenies and working with the city to identify properties and get them torn down when they need to come down. And the goal is, and I remember Art saying that a lot of people talk about blight in the city, that over the past several years there's been about 700 structures taken down throughout the city. It's really a monumental effort that's been made, and the folks at the city, the Housing Authority, or excuse me, the Redevelopment Authority, and the folks as part of this process have really done a wonderful job. Is it over? Absolutely not. But working with that model as well, I was able to meet with John and your HUD consultant, Carl Haglund, to start talking about a housing rehabilitation program, so that not only can we be doing blight removal, but that we're also identifying homes that could be rehabbed and then put into the market for people at a reasonable rate, that folks in Johnstown could stay in Johnstown, live in Johnstown, and get into a home. Which brings up the last thing, that we're the representative for the city for the land bank. We're working on continuing that work as well. In fact, 47 properties have gone through the land bank this year. I know that our council is working with Amy, your council, to get the new agreement set up so that we can move forward going to do that. And then the last thing I wanted to say was I wanted to thank Laura, who's on our board, for the work that you've done on council. I know this is your last council meeting, but also the work you've done for the Redevelopment Authority. Really appreciate it. To Marie, to Ricky, for the work that you've done for the city of Johnstown for these many years. Congratulations to the new members coming in. Congratulations, Mayor-elect Sylvia King. Really looking forward to building this partnership going forward and making sure that we're doing everything that we need to be to make the city a better place to live. So thank you very much.
All right. With all that having been said, I want to thank all the citizens and employees of the city of Johnstown for the privilege of serving you as a council person for the past 4 years. It has truly been an honor to represent all of you. I hope I've done so well. I've tried to focus on the concerns that residents have and take them seriously and do what I can to promote transparency where I can. One thing that I'm very proud of is the establishment of the land bank. I had heard it being talked about for probably a decade before I came onto council, and we saw that happen, as I did, which is obviously a partnership between the city and the Redevelopment Authority. I was pleased to see us start transitioning from blight removal to restoration of properties, and we were able to really support that with our ARPA funds and helping folks stay in their homes and make improvements to their homes. And most recently, I've been working on the establishment of a municipal animal shelter. I will be obviously leaving my term as a council person, but I'm still willing to help the city in any way that I can. Still willing to open my Rolodex for anyone who needs help or has questions. And truly, again, very, very honored to have represented the city. Thank you for the opportunity.
Deputy Mayor, soon to be Mayor Sylvia King.
I attended the West End Business Alliance meeting. They will reconvene in January. I feel like I'm behind. I also went to the First Responders Ball and Light Up Night. I want to talk about Light Up Night. It was truly awesome. It was packed. It was a packed night. We had a lot of fun. Personally, I like it at P&G Park. I think it was just a better atmosphere. It was to be more contained because there was so many children involved. I think you can watch your children a little bit better. And then plus there's an inside where you can go and sit. So I had a great time. I thought it was a great night. I attended the State of the Commonwealth as well as the State of the County meeting. I went to a JRA meeting as well. There is a couple announcements. There will be a grand opening on the 19th of this month for a retail store that's coming into downtown Johnstown on Main Street called BK Styles. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday are the events at the Russell House, the Christmas events at the Russell House. And on December 25th, Christ Center Community Church will have the 16th annual Community Christmas Dinner from 1 to 3, and it's for the entire community, and we've been doing this for the past 16 years. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mock?
Thank you. I'm not going to repeat everything you did because you sort of took my script and.
Well, that was a joint effort from all of us.
Okay, but you left out a couple things. It's 9, you knew that, right? You knew
Yeah,
that.
I had to give you some space.
Yeah, thank you. 9 consecutive years ending in the black. We've ended 9 consecutive years in the black. I confirmed that with Weston. I lost track after 6, but it's 9 consecutive years in the black. And something to be very proud of. When I first came on council 16 years ago, yes, a career, we were 2-point-something in the red. We had no city manager, we had no finance director. I wasn't part of, but the previous council laid off police, fire, public works. And if you don't think that was a daunting, like, why am I here feeling, it was. 16 years, I've seen it go from that to where we are now, and we're still growing. We're partners with great people, with JRA, with Vision, with other organizations. Nobody looks at us in a way of not wanting to be involved with us anymore. They want to be involved with us. And I appreciate all that. And I've learned a lot. It's been great. Our bond rating has increased, which is something to be proud of as well. I just want to thank, as Reverend King said, my constituents, my critics. I've learned from both. And it's a learning process, and I appreciate everything that I basically went through. I think it's a good learning process, and I have full faith and confidence in the next council coming in because I don't think it could have been better. I think it's going to be a great team, and I'm very proud of everybody that's going to be there or anybody that's going to be coming up later on. And it's just, it's a good feeling to leave in such good hands, and I'm very proud of people I worked with, people I've worked with newly, and ones have been there a long time. And thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service. Taylor? Would, sir?
So I'll preface this with, and everyone cringes when I say this, but I have a statement to read. Of course I do, right? Let me go over a couple things first, though. I attended the Roxbury Civic Group. They invited Civic Group meeting. They invited me down as their guest. It was the first anything that I was invited to after the election. So I took that very seriously. And just so everyone here knows, most of their concerns in Roxbury specifically, codes. Right? We've been talking about it for years and years. So I'm not going to mention all of their specific concerns as far as codes go, but they did present a packet to me, which I did give to the city manager to look over specific codes violations within Roxbury, and we need to keep moving forward on all the different codes violations throughout the city because it is a tough and tall task. Of course, the Downtown Business Owners meeting we did have this past month. It was good. We had Chief Britton there. We also had Warden Wolford there. I invited him last minute, and he came, and we had a lot of discussion that we didn't expect to have. So it was a very good time. We will resume Downtown Business Owners meeting in January. We will not have it this month. I also attended a meeting with Representative Burns and the Community Foundation and different church leaders as well in hopes that we can get, long story short, is in the past through the Community Foundation, church leaders and other community leaders applied for a grant through the state that was held up because of the budget process. And that grant was to get church services and other services that once was on public broadcasting on Channel 9 or Channel 14 back on to those channels. So there was a certain amount of money that was applied for through the Community Foundation, and this is the first meeting I attended to hopefully get some of those back on, and also council meetings eventually back on public broadcasting as well. Of course, we're streaming now, but to get it on actual television again through BreezeLine, and other things as well that could potentially be on there on Channel 9 or 14, whether that be Pennsylvania Highlands basketball games or something of the sort. Also, I attended the West End Business Alliance or West End Alliance meeting, which was also very good. So, at this time, if it's okay with you, Mr. Mayor, I have a statement I'd like to read regarding this being our last meeting with this council.
Sure.
Okay.
Please.
As today is the last meeting of this specific council, I wanted to take the opportunity to address each of my fellow council members and city leaders one final time. Mr. Britt, it has been an honor to be seated next to you over these past months. Your unique experience and perspective have been truly insightful to me, and I do not take it for granted. I also wanted to thank you for your years of service, not just to our city, but to our beloved country, the United States Marine Corps. Mr. Arnone, I would like to thank you for the business expertise that you have shared with me, along with your insight into both the Housing Authority and Water Authority. I look forward to continuing to serve on the next council with you, and I also thank you for your service to our country in the same branch of the military that Mr. Britt served in. Mr. Capriotti, I would like to thank you for taking on the position of Assistant City Manager and performing at such a high level for our city. Your hard work, long hours, and dedication do not go unnoticed or unappreciated. I would like to also say that I hope I have filled your unexpired council seat well, and that I have carried myself with dignity and class during that time. Ms. Huckel, I cannot express to you how much I and this council will miss the brilliance and passion that you have brought to our city while serving your term. You have been an asset to our city in many ways, and I thank you for your work with the Redevelopment Authority, the Planning Commission, and the Johnstown Animal Welfare Society as well. Reverend King, Madam Mayor-elect, your wisdom and foresight have sustained me on countless occasions. I thank you for your years of community work that can never be overstated, and I look forward to serving under your leadership for the next 4 years. Truly, our future is bright. Mrs. Mock, well, what can I really say? Since day one of having the pleasure of serving alongside you and everyone else on this council, you and I quickly became close friends and colleagues. You made me feel comfortable with the fact that I could call you at any hour of the day to ask questions about things I did not understand or just needed more explanation on. Your years of service speak for themselves, and your impact on our city can never be overstated. I thank you so much for always taking the active role on council and in the community that you have, and surely we will miss you on this governing body. It is a pleasure to call you a colleague, a friend, and an honorary member of the Clark family. Mr. Marliniska, I would like to first thank you for your years of service to our city and county through the fire department and 911 call center. Instead of choosing a different path after those parts of your career came to a close, you chose to continue to serve. The long hours, the hard work, and the dedication to our city that you exemplify every single day do not go unnoticed or unappreciated. So thank you for all that you do. It is my hope and prayer that the newly elected members of council will get to see and know you for who you really are. And if and when they do that, they will surely see the same humble public servant that I see. Mr. Mayor, it has been an honor and pleasure to serve under your leadership these past months. I thank you for your years of dedicated service to our city, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. I would also like to thank you for your guidance and advice during times that I most definitely needed it. Even if you didn't know I did, I did. To the entirety of this council, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation for your vote of confidence in me to take on the responsibilities of this unexpired council seat. When I sat in the audience months ago and heard each and every one of you vote yes in favor of appointing me to this seat, my heart swelled with excitement and appreciation, but at the same time, my mind reminded me of the solemn duty that I was about to take on. I hope I have performed that duty well. And finally, I would like to speak directly to the people that matter the most, the residents of the city of Johnstown. Much has transpired since that day all those months ago, and every step of the way I have all of you to thank. You elected me not just to a 4-year term, but to a 2-year term as well, and you made me the top vote recipient out of all candidates. While I am so honored and proud of those facts, I just want you all to know that I do not take your vote of trust and confidence in me lightly. I promise that for the next 4 years, I will work for you with your best interests in mind every single day. I will not rest until every good thing that can be accomplished within my role on this council is accomplished. As I've said time and time again, I love this city more than myself. And once again, I promise that I will show you that is true through my actions over my full term representing you. It has been and will continue to be the honor of my life to represent the people of the city that I love so very much. Thank you all for everything, and I look forward to working on moving our city forward into the bright future I know awaits us. Thank you.
Councilman Britt?
First of all, I'd like to give honor to God for another chapter in my life that He's brought me through in the city of Johnstown. It's been an honor to serve with the city, the incoming people that's going to be filling these seats, and the people that are still here that's going to go through. I think that we left in very good hands under the leadership of our city manager and our new Madam Mayor-elect. We are in good hands, and the people are coming behind us, the young people, young folks with young minds coming along. It's going to be well. I truly want to thank the city of Johnstown for having the confidence in me for 8 years. Never in my life, I've played a lot of ball and sports and stuff. Never did I thought I could be a politician. I guess they call a politician. How I got here, I don't know. It was God's plan, I guess. But I truly enjoyed the ups, and I enjoyed the downs. But I just thank you all for the confidence you guys gave me. You guys had me back at the good times. Rage came in the bad time. But that's all part of being competitive. I thank you all. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard, can I ask, do you think you were a better politician than a ball player? Couldn't resist that one, sorry. And finally, Councilman Arnone.
As your representative on the Water Authority, Customer Service Department received 96 new service applications for property transfers. 19 inactive accounts were reactivated this month. During the month of October, 19 service renewals were completed, 2 mainline breaks were repaired, and 36 fire hydrants flushed. The mainline installation of the lead line replacement program in Westmont is 100% completed throughout the month of October. The crew is also working on a mainline installation on Hudson Street, which is approximately 7% completed. Remember, there's a big rupture up there, and they're going to do that section next and finish it up. Since October of last year, 2,000 service lights have been identified throughout the system, and 1,500 letters have been sent out and reported on. We're on a great job to identify. It's a 10-year mark for us to complete this project, but we're well on our way, and they are doing an excellent job. In October, 1,882 sewer mains were jetted, and 5,320 feet of mainline was inspected. Over the past month, there were 50 pressure tests completed. At the end of October, the city of Johnstown has almost 73%, and as you know, when we sent it over to them, it was less than 60%, so we've made headway in getting complete to get towards a goal of 100%, which the state mandated to us. And I got to give you guys credit that over the years, they didn't give you pretty much direction on how to do this, and you learn from it over the past. I know we approved slip lining, which was a big factor in saving a lot of money, but they didn't give you any direction. That was a poor choice by the state not to give you the absolute direction. Also, that's all for the Water Authority. During your time, every bridge in the city has been replaced, and they've had a monumental task trying to do the one up to Prospect because they couldn't find the state or federal money. But somehow you guys worked it out and got it done, including the one at Woodville that goes over the railroad tracks. So there's a lot more that was done over the years that people don't recognize that was major functions. The channel in the river has been completely inspected and redone through the Corps of Engineers, from the Ferndale line all the way to the disposal plant down at the other end of town in Tanner. It's a monumental amount of dirt that they had to move, and trees. There was trees big enough to build houses on, but they got it done. And it's a wonderful sight to see that over the years, you guys worked together to get these major projects done. As your representative on the Water Authority, as in the past few months, I've provided an update on situation information for the population of public housing communities located within the city of Johnstown. As of November 30th, 2025, the total population of Johnstown public housing community was 2,587, and our Section 8 voucher population in the city of Johnstown totaled 954. This amounted to a total population of 3,541. We currently assist an estimated 47% of people living in the city of Johnstown in poverty. All 110 apartments in Prospect are occupied, and the site is back in operation completely as normal, and all those homes are brand new and people living in the new facility. JHA has physically had uninspired inspections on Connor Tires and Prospect last week. Both inspections were very well, and we expected 90% rating on the high level. Our fourth graduating class of collaborative training and employment program was held December 9th in Penn Islands. Future sessions of the program depend on majority securing funding to continue hosting the courses in JH communities. Past graduates have been able to enroll at Penn Islands to secure meaningful employment. The Housing Authority would like to thank Jari, Penn Islands, participating local businesses for entertaining us. Other than the choice housing planning grants, the Housing Authority is coordinating early action activities chosen by the communities, which are likely to include murals and raised gardens within the city. It's also my pleasure that during the Veterans Day Parade, the Fire Chief came to me and said they needed some money for a grant to get them raincoats. I went to my American Legion, and the American Legion family came up with the money they needed and gave them a check to get the job done. So the whole community is working together, and if the Legion can help, we'll provide it with whatever we can. Thank you. And thank you for listening to me all this. I had 6 years of luck, but honestly, Mayor-elect Sylvia was the one that came to me and said, you need to run for office. And I don't know nothing about this, but we got through it, and I learned a lot along the way, and I'm going to have a pleasure working with it for at least another 2 years, and I'll help you all I can, boss.
Thank you.
If you can, City Manager, are you able to give us a quick update on the race day?
You'll see tonight, raise/build grant. There's a procurement policy that needs to be adopted. It's one more step in satisfying the needs for FTA. We're still waiting back for a final word from FTA on all the mechanical portions of that, but this is one of the last things that we need to do to fill their request for more information.
When is the anticipated, has it been extended, or is the grant to be completed by 2026?
No, it's been extended 2020.
So we've got room to
We do.
So we're waiting on them to finish up there.
Yeah, and with the recent changes in DC, our understanding is that there's been a lot of staff reductions. They never closed because of all the highway projects that are going on. But talking to our folks, there's been a number of staff reductions. In fact, we got a letter today from FDA about different grant processes and reporting, and they've lowered some of the requirements for some of the more major metropolitan areas who get an excessive amount of grants to making it go from a quarterly report to an annual report, depending on the amount of money and the amount of population that you have in your area. And that is in an effort to reduce the number of work hours that are put into reviewing these grants.
Do you know the anticipated start date?
I do not.
Anything else before we move on?
Mr. Mayor, if I may, in my haste to keep my speech at a reasonable level, I neglected to mention the efforts of the city staff with Christmas markets. So I saw Mr. Martinuska roll up his sleeves, Mr. Campriotti, Mr. Sliss, Mr. Rutledge, and I know, Mr. Forsey, you were there on behalf of Vision, and I just want to thank everyone for doing that and providing that service for the community and for community small businesses who were selling their things. That was a really wonderful event, so thank you for doing that. And then there's an announcement regarding the Pocket Park tomorrow at 1 p.m. That'll be at 316 Main Street if anybody wants to hear more about that Pocket Park on Main Street. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Petitions, none at this time. Ordinances for first read. Ordinance numbers 5376, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, amending the City of Johnstown Code of Ordinances, Part 10, Streets, Utilities, and Public Service Code, Title 6, Other Public Services, Chapter 1060, Garbage and Rubbish Collection and Disposal, and Ordinance 4275, passed 3/6/1982, 515, passed 12/19/2004, and 5274, passed 4/17/2019. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Yes, ma'am. This was an effort to clean up not only some language but also add some teeth. Our current ordinance structure doesn't have a mechanism for somebody who doesn't obtain a permit. What happens if they don't obtain a permit? There is a permit fee, but there's nothing in the language that says what happens if they fail to obtain a permit for a dumpster. So this gives us a fine for that.
Go ahead.
Not in this particular one.
Right. Roll call, please.
Mock? Yes. King? Clark?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
Britt? Yes. Arnone?
Yes.
Hugel?
Ordinance 5377, an ordinance establishing licensing and permitting requirements, fees, and penalties for animal breeding within the city of Johnstown to support animal welfare initiatives. Do I have a motion, please? Second. Questions or comments?
I'll speak a little bit about this ordinance, and, thank you, Attorney Willa, for your apology. It was just a lot to get this together, and it's an unusual ordinance. There aren't a lot of municipalities that are doing something similar to this, but there are some. Pittsburgh has some provisions, and Selma, California recently adopted a very stringent provision. But the intention of this is to try to combat, as some of our constituents said, the overbreeding of animals in our city. It's really truly out of control. This isn't intended as extra work for our police department, our codes department, or our DCED department to go out hunting for violators. It's a mechanism for if a well-meaning animal welfare individual or organization notices a posting where someone's trying to get rid of some animals, that we're able to just, find these people and make sure that they're held accountable for what they're doing and really combat the backyard breeding that we see a lot of where, people aren't doing what they need to do. This isn't intended to conflict with the Commonwealth's ordinances about kennel licenses. Those only apply to dogs, and you have to have at least 26 dogs. This is just really any circumstances where you're having or harboring a pregnant animal or trying to transfer that animal's young, and just to really try to target that and, get everybody at least on the books, licensed, registered, that's what they're going to do if they're going to try to make money off of that, that we just recognize that and get them licensed. The other piece is that proceeds from any of those licenses or fines, if you do not comply, would go to some sort of animal welfare effort. So we do have some funds set aside for animal welfare since we lost our animal control contract, but this would add to it and perhaps help with the establishment of a municipal animal shelter or some kind of grant program for 501c3s who are animal welfare adjacent. The other thing that this does is carve out an exception for 501c3 affiliated animal rescues who are harboring a pregnant animal. Often they're dumped on a rescue or an individual, and if you can say that you're affiliated with one of these organizations, you'll get your pass and you won't have to pay this fee because you didn't intentionally breed your animal. But it's intended so that it's not so loose that you can just say, oh no, I'm rescuing this animal when in fact it's yours. That 501c3 affiliation is going to be important to help that enforcement piece. So I know this is in early stages, and there may be some details to work out, and I did my best to work with recommendations from our legal counsel that I did get, but I hope that this is at least a start and something that the city's willing to work with, and I'm happy to provide any kind of feedback that I can or support for this ordinance. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Hugel?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Britt?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
King? Mock?
Ordinances for second read. Ordinance 5374, an ordinance of the City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, amending ordinance number 5361, adopted March 13th, 2024, updating the fee schedule of the City of Johnstown. Do I have a motion? Please?
Motion.
Second? Questions or comments? Roll call?
King? Yes. Mock? Yes. Hugel?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
Britt? Arnone?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Ordinance 5375, an ordinance fixing the salaries and wages to be paid all elected officials and employees of the various departments and bureaus of the City of Johnstown for the calendar year beginning January 1st, 2026.
Motion.
Questions or comments? Roll call?
Hugel?
Yes.
King? Mock? Janakovic?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Britt?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Resolutions. Resolution 10739, resolution of the City Council of the City of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, authorizing the city manager and/or his designee to make any and all item adjustments necessary for the month of December 2025 to bring said line items into a positive balance, subject to a limit of the amount of total expenditures budgeted for the 2025 calendar year. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on this?
Yeah. Mr. City Manager, could you just explain exactly, what that means to some people? Because, actually, yes, that would be better.
According to Home Rule Charter,
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh.
yep.
According to Home Rule Charter, at the end of the fiscal year, we have to balance the budget.
Right.
In other words, if there's any line items that went into the negative, they have to be brought into the positive. So for instance, if we went over in one line item but fell under in another, I have to balance those out, and then I have to provide that report to council in January.
Right, and actually, we're not going to skip ahead too much, but basically the next resolution is the same thing. It's the opposite way.
No, the next resolution is
I'm
something
sorry, I'm
different.
looking at the wrong one. That was
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Brett? Clark?
Yes.
Buchel? King? Mock? Janakovic?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Resolution 10740, resolution of the City Council, City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the city manager and finance director to initiate a fund balance transfer to eliminate deficit balances within the Fire Department 2026 operating budget. Do I have a motion, please? Second?
Second.
Any questions, comments? Roll call?
Clark?
Yes.
Buchel? King? Mock? Janakovic?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Brett?
Resolution 10741, resolution of City Council, City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, estimating the amount of revenues to be received by the City of Johnstown from various sources and appropriating specific sums estimated to be required for specific purposes for the operations of the various funds, bureaus, departments, the payment of debt service, and the pension fund obligations of the City of Johnstown, Pennsylvania for the calendar year beginning January 1, 2026, including the following City of Johnstown fund sections and the respective funds budget exhibit details. Do I have a motion, please? We have a motion on this?
I'll do a motion.
We have a second? Is this?
Well, can we talk about it first?
We want to discuss it first.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it first, and then we'll table.
Yeah. So do I have a second?
Yes.
All right, second. Questions, comments?
Well, I will say that, specifically, this is my first time going through this process, right? And to my understanding, the past is always, it doesn't matter if it's an election year or not, whatever, usually at the end of the year, this is what you go through, right? The budget process, right? In my opinion, the proper alleys of this being portrayed to the public did not happen. I did not see that myself, and I think to move forward with this specific budget, even though I can say all day long that I sat here and read every single line item, which I almost did, every single one. There's quite a lot to go through here. So with me this is my first time doing this, and for maybe people that have never gone through this before, whether they're public or, in the public, or people that have gone through this 1,000 times, it's still the opportunity needs to be had there, and I don't believe the right channels and the right alleys actually went down to make that happen.
Solicitor, I asked you what this will mean as far as timeframes that were presented.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to put us in a situation where there will have to be another meeting, either on December 30th or December 31st. It'll likely be the 31st if the ad goes in Friday's newspaper. However, it's my recommendation that we pick a date and a time this evening and have it posted on the city website as soon as possible, perhaps tomorrow morning, so that notification is out there. And then the newspaper is the technical location for the advertisement, but that will give us sufficient notice consistent with statute.
I just say we pick December 31st. It's not the first time we've done that before. Been here on December 31st, and just because it should have been displayed at City Hall for at least 10 days. So then this way we can ensure that it's done properly.
So you're stretching my term as long as we can here, is that what you're saying, Deputy Mayor?
I'm waiting till everybody's.
Well, I had one more thing I want to say, because exactly, Reverend King, what you just said, you've done that before. I remember that. I've seen that. However, I will say this, for whatever reason, let's not do that again next year. Okay? Let's
You never
do
know,
things the
just-
proper way.
We've said that before.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we've said that before. Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to table.
Second.
All right. Motion accepted to table. Vote, please. Roll call.
Britt? Mock?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Hugel?
Now, just to clarify, we did pass the wage and salary, which is cut into the budget. I had a discussion, but you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, so essentially, it will be revisited again on December 31st at that meeting. And at that time, once the budget's passed, there will be a ratification, or the terms of the ordinance, 5375 will be ratified again at that time.
All right. Any other comments?
Are we going for a 5 o'clock? Are we going for a 5 o'clock meeting?
Let's go earlier. I don't think a lot of people I know,
Oh,
some of us have plans. Can we do that during the day?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Special meeting.
Yeah, special meeting, like lunchtime or somewhere.
I would say, let's also be considerate of the people that, would want to attend something like that, and who would be able to on that day.
Let's just make it 5. Like we don't, let's just make it 5 o'clock. I know it's New Year's Eve.
Some people are going to be out of town, myself possibly included, but we have to have a majority.
Yeah.
It's my,
And we have to have 20 days, so it's not like we have a lot of.
It's either the 30th or the 31st, is what it comes down to.
31st, that's just what time. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm going to ask for 5.
I'm gonna say 5. It'll be a 10-minute meeting.
All right, 5 o'clock on the 31st. All right, moving on. Resolution number 10742, a resolution approving an agreement to purchase parking technology and related services between the City of Johnstown and Butts Ticketing Company. Do I have a motion, please? Second? Do I have a second? Questions, comments?
I thought we did this already.
This is second read.
No, it is.
I thought we did do this.
It's a resolution, yeah. What did we vote on previously?
That was the kiosk system.
This is the actual ticket.
Oh, okay.
This is the software.
Okay.
I will say one thing about this, and it's real quick. I still say, whether to this council or any new council, free parking downtown, no matter what, eventually.
Okay.
Okay?
Talk to the person budgeting then.
Yeah.
Roll call?
Britt? Mock?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Hugel?
Resolution of the City Council, Resolution 10743, resolution of the City Council of City of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, appointing the Cambria County Treasurer Real Estate Tax Collector for the City of Johnstown and directing the city manager and/or his designees to sign all documents and take any and all actions necessary to enter into an agreement for the collection of real estate. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion?
Second.
Second, questions, comments?
Just
Roll
one.
call?
Mock?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
Britt? Arnone?
Yes.
Hugel?
Yes.
Resolution 10744, resolution of City Council of City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, confirming updating side lot program.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call?
Arnone?
Yes.
Britt?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Hugel?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Mock?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes. Resolution 10745, resolution of the City Council of City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, selecting a proposal of the city general liability, garage, professional liability, and property insurance plans effective January 1, 2026, and authorizing the city manager to execute any and all agreements and notices necessary to effectuate the same.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Could you expand on that a little bit more, Mr. City Manager? Just everything that goes into it?
Yeah, this is obviously all of our insurance with the exception of workers' comp. So this, we're part of what's called the MRM. It's a municipal trust. Our premium for these did increase based on 10% based on what our previous losses were. There was another 4% that was enacted by the reinsurer, which is Philadelphia Insurance, and then 3% was put on by the trust itself. For, again, a total for our general liability and property insurance with the increase of a total of 17%. We were able to secure the garage insurance for $11,000. We have a professional liability insurance for police and also for the rest of the city as well.
Any other questions? Roll call?
Mock?
Yes.
Britt? Hugel?
Going to abstain just to avoid any appearance of impropriety. I'm no longer employed in the insurance industry, but I think it's best that I abstain.
King?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes.
Arnone?
Yes.
Clark?
No.
Resolution 10746, a resolution of the City of Johnstown, Cambria County, Pennsylvania, adopting a procurement policy to ensure all purchasing and contracting activities are conducted in a transparent and cost-effective manner. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Please? Second? Questions, comments?
The only comment that I have is I don't believe I had enough time to look over the entire document itself.
So that's what I was asking. Do we have to pass this evening? Because we really have not had adequate opportunity to review it. Can we just hold off and do this on the 31st when we do the budget?
As long as we do it before the end of the year,
Okay.
we could do that, so we don't have another finding.
Okay.
Motion to table then.
Who's making
So
the
motion
motion?
to table.
I'll table.
All right. Roll call to table?
Was there a second?
I'll second
Yes.
it.
Arnone?
Yes.
Britt? Clark?
Yes.
Hugel?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Mock?
Yes.
Janakovic?
Yes. Any new business? Old business? Any questions for department reports? New business, old business, and department reports. Any questions for our department heads or any reports? Okay, if not, we move back to public comment, non-agenda items, limit of 3 minutes. We have Charlene Stanton signed up. She's no longer here. Heidi didn't sign up. Mr. DiBartola? Again, you know the routine, and then you have 3 minutes, sir.
John DiBartola, DeBartola, 1197. First off, Merry Christmas. I heard Mr. Arnone say during his neighborhood reports, he called Reverend King boss. There's a lot of back-patting, a lot of celebrations about this position that's supposed to be one of servitude, I believe. At least that's what I was told on the TV debate. Keep in mind how the public is noticing this idolatry. Just a warning, we're watching. I have questions about the business privilege tax. I'm actually considering filing a complaint next week. I don't understand why the city kept this secret for 2 years. When you table a motion about transparency and way you're running your business, I don't know why there's background noise. It raises the question of why you aren't doing these things to begin with. What if Mrs. Stanton and I weren't here today to tell you forgot to advertise your budget? Some of you have been on this council for 16, 20 years. You didn't have enough common sense to check it was in the newspaper, to follow proper procedures? Seriously? But you're the greatest council that ever was. I just scratched my head. Some of you I may not see again. I want to say thank you. It's always a sad thing when you lose an enemy, whether they leave office or die or retire. Mayor Frank, I've enjoyed 16 years of making fun of you. And you've enjoyed talking to me as well.
We'll be giving you plenty of playback once I'm out of.
Yes, I have a lot. I'm working on a new documentary. Those of you who know me know that I have a wicked sense of humor. I like to do videos and documentaries and posters, and that's not going to stop. That's going to continue. Hopefully you all have a sense of humor. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, including you, Mayor-elect King. Hopefully you will, because you're going to be one of my subjects because you've motivated me. A lot of things were said in this election that I don't agree with. I will be responding to each and every one of them in my own time. Hopefully you'll laugh. But now it's the spirit of Christmas. I will miss some of you. I'm sure you're shocked that I'm saying that. Marie, I will miss you. Despite what you said about me, I will still miss you. Mayor Frank, it's been 16 years. Think of where you all would be without the villain. How could you be the heroes? That's how you portray me. Where would you be without someone showing up and saying you're doing things wrong? Where would you be without the constant critic? Who would you blame? Who would you scapegoat? Who would you make the evil person? Who would be the boogeyman? You wouldn't have one. I've taken that role, but I want to see things change. That's been my message for all these decades. We're never going to see change in Johnstown because those of you who are in your positions refuse to see that we have these problems. You sugarcoat them. We needed change in this city. We didn't get it. So I can only pray in my last 15 seconds on the clock that someone above intercedes and makes that change for me, because I know the Johnstown City Council won't. But I will be here to document it and make fun of you online. And I will miss the two of you. Merry Christmas.
Joe, and I would ask one favor, since we were doing the personal thing there, that maybe you look through a different light once in a while at the positive stuffs instead of the negatives that are happening. And I think there's more positives than negatives. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Already on the list here, we have, I'm sorry, Megan. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob.
Good evening, everybody. Robert Forsey, Executive Director for Vision Together. Tonight, just coming before you, a couple things. It is right before Christmas. So wanted to let you know about something that was not given a whole ton of publicity this weekend, but really does stand for me personally what Christmas is about. The Women's Help Center had the Christmas party this weekend where they invited, it was a private party, for 180 kids that went through their shelter. And they showed up at the Basins Temple on Saturday. They got to hang out with Santa Claus. They got a present. They got a full belly. They got to do art projects. They got to make presents for their moms and their dads. It was something that really, really touched me. And I was really proud to be a part of it. And I'm also proud of the people that were involved with it. The Masons obviously were a part of it. We had, the original idea was actually inspired by Hosanna. They wanted me to get a Christmas train for 30 kids, by the way, which was $50,000 for the train, just in case you're wondering. It was a little bit too much. But this is the type of thing that I really enjoy a lot of. The library was there, the Center for Population Health, the fire department. Thank you to Chief Jim McCann, who's not here tonight. They actually brought Santa Claus in the biggest red sleigh that we could find in town to that day, with the lights flashing and the sirens blowing. And it really was quite a blast. And if you haven't seen the Facebook page, pictures that we put up and that the Women's Help Center put up, I encourage you to do that. It'll definitely make you feel really good. I wanted to touch on just a few things really quickly. This year alone, we've planted over 110 trees under 2 different grants, distributed $50,000 in home repair grants, $50,000 in facade grants, and $50,000 in new business recruitment grants. That is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I would like to invite all of you to come on December the 18th to St. John's Recreation Center, where we will be having our public meeting to talk about not only the things that have happened in this past year, but some of the upcoming events and plans that we have for this upcoming year in 2026. We're going to be busy. That's all I have to say. So, Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you for all of your service.
What time is that on the 18th?
5 to 7.
Rob, did you mention in the beginning about the Santa Fund too? Was that part of that or not?
Yes, Santa Fund is actually one who provided the presents. I mean, this really was a team effort, you know. I mean, and everybody that we asked for help showed up. I mean, from Fox's Pizza Den, providing 64 sheet pizzas for the day. You know, I mean, it was one thing after another, and everybody wanted to be a part of it and be able to do it. The library was reading Christmas stories. There was films going on, and that's my time.
Just wanted to add too, it's more than just that. I know our own agency is hosting 162 family members and kids tomorrow, and they're all getting a gift through the Santa Fund. So
Yeah.
that wealth, that energy, I guess, has been spread out across the whole community.
Yeah, one of the proudest things I did as a publisher was help that organization keep going. So, thank you.
And finally, not last but least, is Megan. You could, again, just give us your name, spelling, and then you'll have 3 minutes to speak, and your address.
My name's Megan Coward, Megan Coward. I live at 105 Sioux Street, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And I am here to talk about the stray problem that's occurring in Johnstown because I come down from Richland and pick up the dogs and keep them at my house. However, under Pennsylvania law, stray animals are the legal responsibility of the municipality. And that responsibility, I think, is enforced through police departments and the county dog warden. But in Johnstown, when residents encounter stray dogs and they call the police department, it's often, and rightly so, we don't have the capacity and we don't have the place to hold them, and stop calling about the dogs. And I've been told that to just stop calling. But regular citizens are actually picking up the slack on that. And I just think that we should be able, that the enforcement of laws should happen, and the police department shouldn't have to say that they don't have a place or they don't have the capacity, because other cities and counties actually have kennels for strays. And I think something needs to be done. As I said, I live in Richland, but I come down here to downtown Johnstown because there's nobody else to do it. And I've picked up numerous strays off the streets, or somebody has found them and they have called the police and they aren't responding or they're not answering, and they don't have anything to do with the dogs, so others are coming down and picking up the slack. And so I am hoping that the grassroots rescue program that's occurring in Johnstown, because there's a lot of us, are requesting that there's an enforcement of laws for handling strays. We need a kennel. We need police departments to actively handle the strays and be accountable. And we need to have them enforce animal abandonment laws, because it's illegal to abandon animals. However, I have gone down to housing and the people have moved. Residents.
30 seconds to.
Okay, residents have filed complaints, but nothing's done, and the dogs are left in abandoned homes where the people have moved. And regular citizens are coming down and picking up the slack. So I'm hoping that that the compassionate rescuers of Johnstown can work with the city and support a functioning system rather than becoming the system themselves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Point of order, the city violates policy by allowing a non-resident to speak instead of a resident. Anyone can speak at the meetings. Just to clarify, so non-residents can now speak at the meetings? No. Isn't that what I just heard?
At the end of the meeting.
The law says the other way. If you violate, you're using a legal precedent. I'm asking the solicitor, if you set a precedent, now anyone speak at these meetings?
It's not a precedent, we just, it's a city problem, and Laura Hupel, Councilwoman, has, no, I'm talking about your animal, I'm talking about your endeavor that you're working on with the animals.
Correct. Johnstown Animal Welfare Society is a city entity, but.
She shouldn't have been allowed to speak.
So you just set a legal precedent, so we have court next month. I just want this on the record for the stenographer.
She was given courtesy to speak by the council, so you can.
Well, once you do that, you set the precedent. We have a law.
Council always has the ability to either yes or no.
But once you change it once, it's forever.
I don't believe so. So, solicitor, you can look into that.
I signed up. Don't you adjourn that meeting?
She signed up too, and I let you speak that meeting. Anything else? One more.
Signed up, public comment.
Yeah, we're asking the solicitor
Who did?
Solicitor, can you please address that?
So according to section 210.13, public participation of the city charter, it says citizens speaking on agenda items may speak for up to 5 minutes total during the public comment period at the beginning. Those citizens speaking on general, non-agenda item matters may speak up to 3 minutes during the period offered for such public comment at the end of the meeting. Citizen is defined by that provision of the code as city residents and city taxpayers.
You did just change the policy, so now moving forward, anyone can speak. I just want to clarify.
No, to change the city charter, there would have to be, as you know, ordinances passed.
President by allowing a non-resident to speak.
I understand that might be your position. That's not my legal opinion.
Thank you. Anything else? Oh, Dustin, I'm sorry. I saw he just had an X or two through there, so.
I wrote it in public. Dustin Green, 312 Chestnut Street, Dustin Greene. Laura, I wish you well. Marie, I wish you well as well. I did your son's wedding, and we go way back to that. And everyone else, the new council coming in, I hope there's a breath of fresh air coming in. Tonight, please, tonight we heard about transparency, and you saw it firsthand. You're coming in on New Year's Eve because you just didn't put the budget out. Just do the right thing. Taylor, Mayor-elect, thank you for speaking up. Just do the right thing for the public. The park's another thing. No budget, no information was put out for that either still, but I digress. Mayor Frank, I wish you well. We've worked together for 11 years in my professional career, and I've been thinking about tonight for a long time, and I wish you well. And I've been up and down with my emotions with you. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if you respect me. I don't know if I respect you. I think we have a big misunderstanding. And I hope moving forward in our life after this position, we can move on and go on with my whole 143. Forgiveness, hope, peace, and love. We've been through many trials and tribulations, and I'm hopeful we can put that behind us. However, I'm very hurt by the things you've done over the last couple years to me. And this isn't the forum to do that. But I want you to know that I can't really say I bid you a good farewell in good standing. But I also wish you a good farewell from my perspective of a friend that used to work with you. I think that we just need to move on. So I can't really say I'm 50-50, but I wish you the best, and I'm hopeful that we can reconvene at another time. Lastly, in my 30 seconds, which I'll say for you, I would like to point out that the fountain at the park has been removed from the back wall behind you, and a picture of Olympic Park at Atlanta has been put up, and I have no idea why. Please, put the fountain back up. Don't hide what has been removed for political reasons or for some reason. It's history in our community. Everything around here is history. Some things are gone, some things have kept on. I'm sorry, I'm over my time. But please, fix that. It's kind of annoying. Mayor Frank, I wish you the best. All council, new council, cheers, Merry Christmas, and 143 as always.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any final comments here?
I would have one more thing to say, just to inform everybody of something if I could, but Mike's trying to get hold of you.
Make sure you mention since neither police chief are actually clear why and what they're doing, just so that we know, since I think we talked about a lot of the
Yes, there was talk, obviously the Santa Fund Tonight, the fire and police departments are out purchasing with families. I believe we're sponsoring 250 families for Christmas. They raised close to $30,000, if not a little bit more than $30,000 in the last couple days. They're at Walmart with those families. They've been escorting them throughout the evening, starting at 4:30 this afternoon. Been escorting them up to Walmart, purchasing gifts for all those. In addition, the fire department, police department, unfortunately, were encumbered today with another fatal fire that we had in the West End, and some of the absences that we have tonight.
Okay, so the only thing that I wanted to say is I haven't actually said this yet, but we've done it in years past. I wanted to tell everybody that on December 20th from 12 to usually 2 o'clock, sometimes they stay later, sometimes they stay longer, Santa and Mrs. Claus will be at Coney Island, and we always have them. They sit in the back, and we give away free candy to all the kids that come in, and every kid that walks through the door gets their picture with Santa and Mrs. Claus and a free hot dog. So have any kids that would like to come down on December 20th from 12 to 2, please have them come down. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Conclude, just say it's been a pleasure working with all of you, our administration, et cetera. Everybody have a good, maybe. Maybe. Well, I have to talk to my wife. But at this point, happy holidays to everyone. Please enjoy, and we'll see most of you the 31st. Thanks, John. Meeting adjourned.